Roadrunner Rundown on Bakersfield.com and the CSUB Roadrunners Digital Network. Live from the Dignity Health Studios in downtown Bakersfield, California.
Hey, welcome into another edition of Roadrunner Rundown, the official program, CSUB Roadrunner Athletics. Corey Costelli with you from the Dignity Health Studios here in downtown Bakersfield. Thanks so much for joining us on the program. We've got a great show today, pretty much all dedicated to CSUB soccer, as we have a big weekend of soccer action at the main soccer field. We've got the big one, and that, of course, is our men's soccer match, the home opener on Saturday night against San Jose State. A lot of different factors into this game, including the return of former head coach Simon Tobin, who's now the head man at San Jose State. He returns with the Spartans on Saturday night, and it's also the Western Athletic Conference opener for both squads, and it's also being nationally televised by the National Soccer Coaches Association of America TV network. So we got a lot of stuff happening for that big game on Saturday night. We will talk with our head coach Richie Grant about really what's been a great non-conference schedule. The Runners 6-2-1, and we'll talk with him about that as they get ready for conference play. Also, Gary Curneen will join us. He is our women's soccer head coach. The Roadrunners were supposed to open conference play last Saturday night, but Mother Nature and the power had other ideas, and so their game at Grand Canyon postponed, and we'll see where they make that one up down the line. But we'll talk with Coach Curneen. He's got two opponents coming in this weekend as well to Bakersfield for Western Athletic Conference play. Utah Valley on Friday night and defending champion Seattle on Sunday. So a very tough weekend for women's soccer coming up as well at the main soccer field. So we'll chat with Gary Curneen on the show. And sort of late breaking news last night when it comes to the athletics director search at CSUB. It's been postponed for the time being, and Kenneth Siegfried, our interim athletic director, is going to be extended to the end of the academic year. We will chat with him coming up on the program as well, now that really he's going to have a year on the job here, as the Roadrunners have kind of postponed the transition for the time being. So more on that coming up on the program today as well. And a new special feature, you might have caught it on our website this week. We will be bringing you our first Teammates edition here on Roadrunner Rundown. But let us get to the highlights, because we had a busy weekend. We'll start with men's soccer after a tough loss Thursday in double overtime at Cal State Northridge. Runners back at home on Sunday. Bakersfield hosting Sacramento State. Early on, tough match, but a foul and then a penalty kick. And the Roadrunners lead 1-0. Back of the net, Joe Massamia delivers there, and 1-0 Bakersfield 39th minute. And then they add another. Simon Doherty finds the net off the rebound from Julian Zamora. 2-0 Roadrunners. Doherty's 6th goal of the year. Runners just keep it going. Lucas Dal Orso with a score a few minutes later, and Julian Zamora finished himself up 3-0.
But Tyler did well to get the penalty, but we had a number of good chances before, and then certainly no complaints in the second half with our finishing. We definitely finished them better, but we talked about being more aggressive and really taking the game to them a little bit more and getting to the final third a bit quicker. And so I think we small adjustments, but mostly just picking up the tempo.
And the Roadrunners go on to win that game 5-0. Bakersfield, by the way, 64th minute, Christian Duarte got a goal off a pass from Simon Doherty, who finished with a goal and an assist. Runners then get another in the 89th minute. It was actually Eden Mendoza capping off the scoring his first goal of the season. Runners win it 5-0 over Sacramento State, the largest margin of victory over Sacramento State in the previous 13 meetings. Of course, these two teams, former MPSF conference mates, and Bakersfield hasn't lost to Sacramento State since 2010, and the Roadrunners with that 5-0 victory. They did lose on Thursday 2-1 at Cal State Northridge. Upcoming for Bakersfield, they will be, as we mentioned, at home Saturday night against San Jose State. 7 o'clock at the main soccer field. Bakersfield 6-2-1. Both their losses coming in deep into double overtime in the non-conference portion of their schedule. San Jose State is 2-6-1 on the season. And that game, again, 7 o'clock, conference opener at the main soccer field, also nationally televised as well on the NSCAA TV. Pre-sale tickets are available right now at all Valley Tix locations, valleytix.com, and the CSUB ticket office, noon to 2 each day this week, Tuesday through Friday. So you can get your tickets at your lunch hour. Make sure you skip the lines on game day. Also, a note on the game over the weekend. Simon Doherty, who was named WAC Offensive Player of the Week for his goal and assist against Sacramento State. He also had a goal against Northridge this week as well. On to some other scores from around the Western Athletic Conference. It was San Francisco blanking San Jose State 3-0 in their non-conference finale. Cal State Fullerton over Grand Canyon 1-0. Seattle blanked Gonzaga 1-0 as well, while UNLV beat UC Riverside 2-0, and Utah Valley fell to UC Irvine 2-0 in double 1-0 in double overtime at the UNLV Classic. On to women's soccer. As I mentioned, they were supposed to open conference play, but yeah, postponed. Big red letters. A massive thunderstorm in the desert, because those things just don't mess around in Arizona. And on top of that, it knocked the power out at Grand Canyon. So that game will be made up at a later date. So like we said, runners will have 2 conference games this week as they get into conference play. Some other Western Athletic Conference scores, just a little bit of conference action in the women's soccer side this past weekend. UT Pan American, upstart program and having no trouble finding wins. They beat New Mexico State 3-1, and Seattle beating Utah Valley 2-1 as well. On to the volleyball courts we go. The Roadrunners, they opened conference play on the road this weekend, and volleyball plays inside, so there's no problem with weather. They beat Pan Am on Thursday night 3-1. Nice win there, and Danica Youngblood, 17 kills on the match for the Runners. Then they went down to New Mexico State, and wow, they have the Aggies on the ropes. Bakersfield up 2-1 in this game. New Mexico State, though, pulls out 2 tight game victories. They win it 3-2. Also, Molly O'Hagan, 14 kills in Thursday's win. Also, Danica Youngblood again leading Bakersfield in the loss at New Mexico State. Upcoming for Roadrunners volleyball, as if we didn't have enough happening this week, they're at home this week as well. They will open conference play at home against Chicago State on Thursday, 7 o'clock at the Icardo Center. Then bounce right back, do it again on Saturday, 1 o'clock. They will host Kansas City at the Icardo Center as well. 2 important conference games for the Roadrunners, especially with a pretty good Kansas City squad coming in. They edged the Runners in kind of heartbreaking fashion last year here at the Icardo Center. So the Runners in Kansas City Saturday at 1 o'clock. Other scores from around the Western Athletic Conference in the conference opening weekend. Utah Valley beat Seattle 3-2, and let's see, Texas Pan Am beat Grand Canyon 3-2 as well. So there you have it. Very busy week as conference play opens up, and as we mentioned, men's soccer open conference play this weekend, and so everybody will be in the games that matter, and more to come from head coach Richie Grant in the next segment of the program. But as always, we enjoy adding segments to this program, and you might have caught this earlier this week on our website, but we wanted to share it with the Roadrunner Rundown audience. Kind of a chance to get to know our student athletes a little bit better. And we put 2 teammates in a room and turn a camera on and ask a few questions about their squad. And so here is our first installment of Teammates here on Roadrunner Rundown. Who's the biggest showboat on the team?
Tyler is. Tyler, not me. Tyler.
Tyler likes his cleats and stuff,
Yeah.
but
Definitely Tyler.
you're too pretty.
Yeah.
Who takes the longest to get their uniform on before the match?
Dang, I don't
Say Dante.
Yeah, say Dante. What's Dante?
Yeah.
Who's the most confused in practice?
Hugo.
Who's the practical joker on the team?
So it's starting out, I can say Machi now.
Mache.
Mache.
Yeah, Mache.
Who's got the best singing voice?
What's the good one?
Sasan?
What's the song?
Yeah, it's a song.
I like Orchid's voice.
Who has the worst?
Probably Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry can't sing. As he comes in.
Who's the worst penalty taker?
I'll say Christian. Yeah, just because we practice in this both of them. Christian.
Who's the worst dancer on the team?
I haven't seen many dance.
I've seen Nick dance once. Yeah, we'll say Nick.
Nick,
Nick
clever, the German.
Who's the best dancer?
Brian?
Brian, we'll go Brian.
Who's the best at FIFA on Xbox or PlayStation?
No doubt about that, and that's me.
I'd say Jamie.
No, I think Jamie.
Nah.
Okay.
Who wears the most cologne on the team?
I wear cologne, but I don't think I wear a lot.
I don't wear too much. I'd say Mache.
Mache.
It's not even his.
Who does the coaching staff yell at the most?
Hugo!
Who's the biggest mama's boy on the team?
Eden.
Eden. Definitely Eden. Yes.
Why is that?
From day one.
Mom walked him to training.
Yeah. We knew that was mama's boy right there.
Who eats the most on the road?
Say it! I don't get to say it. Go.
Antonio. If there's food, you'll eat.
Yeah. If there's free food, he's definitely there.
Who tries to be the coach's favorite?
Yeah, for the coach's favorite, I think Marshall. Marshall doesn't want to mess up.
He's a freshman. Yeah.
It's good.
Who's the best dressed? Who's best dressed on the team?
Right here.
Probably myself.
No. Prettiest, I'll go with that one.
They have it a little bit about our men's soccer squad from a couple players on the men's soccer squad as our first installment of teammates. And so Lucas Dal Orso going ahead and nominating himself as the prettiest on the team. So there you have it, and the men's soccer team in action this Saturday night, 7 o'clock at the main soccer field. Tickets $10 for adults, $5 for kids and seniors. Parking's free. Ticket office open all week long, Tuesday through Friday, noon to 2. Get those tickets at lunch hour. Skip the lines on Saturday. Also, buy online at valleytix.com as well. You can get them downtown at the Emporium Western store or at the Fox Theater box office as well, both Valley Tix outlet locations. All right, we're going to step away and take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by CSUB soccer head coach Richie Grant. We'll talk about Saturday's big conference opener and much, much more. We'll be right back. This is Roadrunner Rundown.
Hey everybody, I'm Louis Amestoy, the host of the Baco Motorsports Power Hour here on Bakersfield.com. You can watch us live every Tuesday at 11 o'clock as we talk about things going on at Auto Club Formosa Raceway, at Kern County Raceway Park, and of course the historic Bakersfield Speedway. We'll have results, we'll have interviews with drivers, we'll have updates on Kevin Harvick and Casey Mears on NASCAR. Also talk about NHRA, IndyCar, Formula One. Also be joined by Mike Griffith in studio every day.
Kern Business Journal contains news and information from local business leaders and organizations. Topics include agriculture, health and medical, energy, real estate, and more. Visit KernBusinessJournal.com to find out how to subscribe or where to pick up a free copy. To inquire about advertising in the bi-monthly business journal, call 395-7586. Find us online on Facebook and Twitter, as well as on KernBusinessJournal.com.
Save 50 to 90% with the Bakersfield Californians Daily Deal featured on Bakersfield.com. A daily deal is offered each weekday on services from local restaurants, dry cleaners, health and beauty services, retail shops, and local activities for the entire family. The daily deal is 100% local. Find these amazing deals only at dailydeal.bakersfield.com.
National television, the return of longtime CSUB coach Simon Tobin, Western Athletic Conference opener. It all equals history in Bakersfield. Join CSUB Soccer as they host San Jose State Saturday, October 4th at the main soccer field. Be a part of a nationally televised game. Tickets are going fast, so order online at GoRunners.com, ValleyTix.com, or any ValleyTix location. CSUB, San Jose State, October 4th. Don't miss history. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund creates educational opportunities for over 300 student athletes at CSUB. By becoming a member and donating to the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund, you're not only helping the Roadrunners fund the scholarship needs of our teams, you're investing in the future. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund isn't just developing student athletes. We're developing tomorrow's leaders from lessons learned during competition. For more information, log on to gorunners.com/donate and become a member of the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund.
We are back here on Roadrunner Rundown. Thanks so much for joining us as we continue on a pretty soccer-heavy edition of the program. And, well, our soccer coaches don't mind that at all. And one of them is joining us in studio now, Richie Grant, our head men's soccer coach, getting ready for the Western Athletic Conference opener this weekend. Coach, welcome back. How you doing?
Thank you. I like the shirt.
You know what?
You look good and good.
I think, thankfully, see, you gave me this shirt, but this shirt is an extra large. Now, normally, your boy's not squeezing into an extra large, but I've been doing a little working out. I've been trying to, you know, I've been losing a little, so I actually got into this shirt today. I mean, I'm not going to be doing jumping jacks in this shirt, don't get me wrong, but
you should feel good. I switched the tag. It's really a large.
There you go, yeah. It's a schmedium. I feel great. No, I did fit into the soccer shirt today, so I'm very excited, and so I'm wearing the soccer polo on a big soccer week. So first of all, I want to talk about the non-conference schedule that you just got through. Where you kind of thought this team was at the beginning of the non-conference schedule, and now kind of where they are right now in your assessment.
You know, you and I addressed it a lot going into. I had come from a slightly different situation where you blended conference and non-conference together, so I was really looking forward to having 9 matches of just preparation games for WAC play, and knowing that in those games we had some really tough opponents as well. I mean, in the 9 games, Corey. 7 away from the main field. You know, it's an awful lot of matches away. And to go to New Mexico's tournament, UNLV's tournament, it's been quite a journey for us, but a really good schedule put together. We are a little bit ahead of the target that we set as a squad, and we had talked about that. We addressed it in preseason that we would get through camp, go play Stanford, and then have a look at what we felt was a realistic goal. You know, because sometimes you always know the team you have coming back. For me, it was different coming in January.
Yeah.
I knew what we had returning, but I really need to see the pieces that were coming into camp, how they would blend in with the current squad. And, you know, as of today, that's been very positive with lots of opportunity for us to continue to get better. Some people are still getting bedded into the system. So today I would tell you that we're encouraged about where we're at. You know, we're going into the league. And you know, I have a heartbeat for the whole league too. I think it's important that as a league we get programs with winning records, because that the best you can be in your league from an RPI point of view is 500. Because we all eat each other. So it's important that teams go 6-3, 7-2, 5-4, that they keep winning records, and that's for the future of the league, because I think the WAC is going to be a 2-bid league in the next few years.
Well, absolutely. You look at even the West rankings now, and they're full of Western Athletic Conference teams. I mean, the top 4 or whatever, and a couple nationally ranked, and a couple getting votes like ourselves. So definitely a turnaround for the league this year. We kind of talked early in the season about this team, but not one defined goal scorer as that is going to be our guy, and that has absolutely been the case. I mean, we don't know from week to week who's going to really be, even though Simon Doherty's played very well. There's other guys that have stepped up and chipped in with big goals, and I mean, you guys have a lot of weapons on this team.
It's actually nice to approach a match, you know, knowing that you can score from a couple of different options. You know, it's you can be critical of not having an outstanding goal scorer. But we really have some lads that are competent in that, and that certainly shows, I think, in the numbers so far that multiple players have stepped up. It also makes us a little bit more difficult to scout. You know, particularly when you have Jamie coming forward from the back. Christian's been really improving here lately. Julian is immense off the bench, and Simon's got his goal. So. That's important, I think, to have any team be good down in the stretch in October. We'll with the September we've had, we now know that some lads can step up and get it done for us.
Yeah, and you know, Simon has been fantastic this year. Already scoring his career high from his previous institution. 6 goals so far, several points, several assists. Are you kind of surprised at his contributions this heavily, or is this kind of, you knew that he was this type of player?
I wouldn't say we're surprised. It is good for him. He's also a junior, you know, and you'd like to think that the evolution of a college player is that they get a little bit better with each passing year. So he was a big recruit for us because we felt it was really important to not have too many freshmen. You can see with some of our young players the inexperience that they're learning, and they'll be better next year. But with Simon, the pressure was on right away. Look, you're a junior. He you know, talked a lot about the style that he wanted to play. He recruited us very carefully in terms of, is it going to suit his skill set? And so far that's been, you know, it's been a good partnership, a good relationship between him and the rest of the team.
Yeah, and like I said, everyone seems to be contributing. And, you know, Jamie being another player, also a solid contributor. Big time goals when you really needed him. Has he been a surprising factor early on?
He's been a good surprise, you know. I mean, you also don't want to lean on your fullback to score too many game winners for you, but he certainly has that. And, you know, we had to miss the game at the weekend with a red card, so he'll be back available for this weekend. But top player, you know, he's one that I was able to recruit a lot. I'd seen him over the Christmas period, so we knew how important he was to for our team defending, and then his contributions going forward have been really pleasing.
You know, it seems like the biggest issue with your team so far this year has been not converting enough chances. Your defense has been great. You guys have scored plenty of goals, but it seemed like that's only been is just not converting enough chances, which is a good problem to have, I guess. But you seem to make an adjustment in the second half on Sunday and convert more of those chances.
Yeah, well, you know, and I thought the heat was a factor for them and it wore them down a little bit. But we have been good in second halves, you know, that's nice to know as well, that we can step our game up. You know, the game that we ate in that area was UC Davis. I thought we were tremendous. I thought maybe that was one of our best halves of football. We went up 1-0 within 2 minutes of the break, and we really should have got a couple more. And that's a game that we ate for not punishing them in the middle of the second half. So, but as a coach and as a program, you're always pleased when you're encouraging. And look, we spend an awful lot of time on the training ground to continue to make sure that we're going to be opportunistic, create chances. And to your point, not knowing who the goal scorer is, it allows you to train in different ways because you're encouraging players at the back post. You're encouraging different players that it could be your game. It could be your time. Like, I really enjoyed the goal that Simon got the other day because it's a tap-in. Yeah. And you like your strikers to get goals off of their mistakes in the box, just knowing that we can poach a situation that there wasn't much there. Yeah. And he gets the second goal, which really put us at ease in the game.
And even a couple of goals, I was looking at just the game film and seeing what Julian did on his goal. I don't think that ball touched the ground. I think he gets across, he stops it with his right foot and then finishes. I mean, it was
good finish.
It was amazing.
And Cordy, he was very unlucky on at Northridge. He hit a super strike, and it was full credit to their keeper. I mean, the keeper took off a save that helped them win the game because it was on its way in. He just hits a lovely ball. He's opportunistic in the box. He's still learning all the time. He's young. You know, he's a redshirt freshman, but very much a freshman in the way he's learning. But I think he's making great strides. And a player like him is what we talk about peaking in the middle of this month. It's important after 10, 12 games that he's really arriving at his best football.
You know, we kind of circled this game on Saturday. I mean, since the day you were hired, it was known that Saturday, October 4th, the conference opener, San Jose State, Simon Tobin's coming back. We didn't know it was to be on TV at the time, but we decided to add just a little more pressure to that match by putting it on national TV. And so we've kind of trying to focus on it, but not focus on it. Now we can focus on it because it is the next match coming up. How excited are you? How excited is your team as you get ready for Saturday's match?
100%. Looking forward and excited to it. And pressure is such a relative thing for what our jobs are. And I think both Simon and I, you know, the opportunity for our players, for the Western Athletic Conference to have a game on national television, for the two teams to compete. For me, it's just a real privilege that it's at home, and it's we had a wonderful crowd come out and support us on opening night. I'm just excited to see what way the community will get involved in this. This is a good team, worth watching. You know, college soccer is just a a wonderful opportunity for families. It's inexpensive. It's a good night out. And I think this will be a good game, and just highlighted by the fact that our players will be showcased on television. They deserve that opportunity. And the senior players, you know, having been Division 1 for 4 years now, I think that's a nice reward for the time put in for them.
And you know, the NSCAA only selects, 8 D1 games a year to do. So there's only going to be like 15, 16 teams. They're going to be highlighted, and we're one of them this year. So that's definitely big for the program. And when you kind of, obviously this week, as you got through the tough non-conference schedule, it was that a good thing considering how good the WAC is going to be? I mean, starting Saturday, San Jose State is, you know, right now 2-6, but obviously they got plenty of guys that can hurt you. So was the tough non-conference schedule a good thing considering how tough this conference is going to be this year?
It was really important. You know, early in the season we went to UNLV's tournament and had a look at them, and that's a top team.
Yeah.
And look, we've been calling this for a while. The league was brand new last year. It was 1 year old. And I think some teams just had down years, and that happens. And it's tough on a league when it all happens at the same time.
Right.
But that happens in many, many leagues. Our league is on the rise. And I think it's on the back of Seattle doing so well last year.
Yeah.
It gives everybody hope. It encourages the rest of the league. Everybody stepped up. You know, so we saw UNLV early, and that just was kind of a benchmark for, this league is good. You know, because they were a team that on paper last year didn't have a good campaign, and I'm looking at their players and going, this is a very good program, and proved right now that they're doing quite well. So the league is going to be much more difficult to navigate for the teams that did good last year, because there's going to be much tougher games. You know, I don't think anybody will go undefeated in the league.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on it at this time. I think it's going to be a harder league for 1 or 2 teams to have a monopoly on. I think it'll be a much tighter race this year to clinch the spots for the conference tournament. So as a coach, you're encouraged by that, and to have a good non-conference schedule, it means that we're not going to see any games that we're like, whoa, this is a completely different level.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good job on the non-conference schedule, 6-2-1. Heck, both the losses came late in double overtime. I mean,
I drove home with my son after the game on Sunday, and in his innocence, he's only 5. You know, he says, "How come we didn't play extra time today?" And I said, well, we're not supposed to do it all the time, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we normally, this is what I tell people: when you buy a ticket to watch our soccer teams, you're going to get your money's worth, because you're going to get a little extra time. The majority of the time at CSUB, you get a little extra time. So, well, congrats on the good non-conference finish, and good luck on Saturdays. We open up conference play against San Jose State.
Appreciate it, and appreciate all the work. I mean, the ticket windows are open at school.
Yeah.
Some people have really got behind this game. And the fact that we're selling tickets and the students are coming over to get theirs ahead of time is very encouraging for our team. And we're going to get out and promote as much as we can this week. But we really appreciate the efforts of the staff at school, and then the people that show up on Saturday. We just hope that it's a great night for them.
Yeah, I know it will be, and we definitely encourage folks to get their tickets. Also available at Valley Tix as well, on valleytix.com. Coach, thanks for joining us, and we will see you on Saturday.
Thank you.
All right, head coach Richie Grant here on Roadrunner Rundown. When we come back, we're going to chat with our interim boss once again. He's just sticking around, and they just, for some reason, CSUB can't get rid of him. Ziggy Siegfried going to join us next on the program. We're right back. This is Roadrunner Rundown.
Buying a home is one of the most important decisions you can make. Scott Tobias Real Estate is here for you. Allow our seasoned and professional associates guide you through every step of the way. Scott Tobias Real Estate is a full-service real estate company providing expert assistance in residential and commercial real estate. The real estate business has changed in many ways over the years, but the desire for excellent customer service is still very much in demand. Our objective is not to be the biggest, but to offer the best real estate services. We're open 7 days a week.
I am not going to ask him about funguses.
Fungi.
Honey, have you called Gunlocks about fixing that toilet upstairs?
You know, I saw a plumbing episode on the Fix It channel. Yeah, I can fix it.
You could try it yourself, or you could just call Gunlax and save your marriage.
Hey, honey, I think I did it.
Gunlax, 327-3052.
That wasn't so bad.
No two certified programs are created equal. You compare and you'll find that Bill Wright Toyota used cars are the best on the market, hands down. With a 160-point inspection by factory-trained technicians, each vehicle comes with a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty, and 1 year of roadside assistance. And only the best of the best Toyotas even qualify. Everything backed by Toyota with new car financing. You compare. At Bill Wright Toyota, the best new cars make the best used cars, hands down.
We pursue excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity,
on the court with respect,
and in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund creates educational opportunities for over 300 student athletes at CSUB. By becoming a member and donating to the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund, you're not only helping the Roadrunners fund the scholarship needs of our teams, you're investing in the future. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund isn't just developing student athletes, we're developing tomorrow's leaders from lessons learned during competition. For more information, log on to gorunners.com/donate and become a member of the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund.
We welcome you back here to Roadrunner Rundown. Corey Costello back here with you. Thanks so much for joining us. By the way, check the show out anytime online at gorunners.com. Get archive editions of the program and much, much more. And also, we're going to be, you can go to the website now. You can get find the ticket link to buy your tickets for Saturday's men's soccer match. Nationally televised conference opener. It's Simon Tobin's return. You might want to get those tickets early to make sure you're not in line on game day. And also get there early, get your seats for the big game coming up as well. So valleytix.com. You can also get them via gorunners.com as well. And want to, as I mentioned, late breaking yesterday evening, CSUB administration decided to postpone the search for a new director of athletics after a couple candidates were interviewed, and they decided to once again, for the remainder of the academic year, extend the interim athletic director title on Ziggy Siegfried, and he joins us in studio right now. And well, first of all, congratulations to you. And I say that because while a lot of it was centered around the fact that Dr. Wallace had said we're trying to find the perfect candidate, and the two finalists weren't perfect. They had strong areas, but they weren't everything he was looking for. They're obvious. I mean, that says a lot to you, though, that you obviously haven't burned the joint down since July, and they trust you enough to to continue with business as usual.
Absolutely, Corey, and I was absolutely thrilled when they told me about it. And it says a lot for Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Wallace to have confidence in me, in us, in the whole athletics department to continue to move forward. Because that's the one thing I said when I first got the interim role. I'll use a word that I don't even know if it's a word. I didn't want to have any slippage.
Yeah.
And we did that.
I use grippage all the time, so I'm sure slippage is a word.
Well, it has to be, but that was my goal. And for them to have confidence, I tell you, it really means a lot. And we have the best leaders. They have the strongest integrity. And they're just great people to work for. So we're going to have a special year, and it's exciting that I get to lead the athletics department during this exciting time.
I was talking with somebody yesterday about this. It's almost better in a sense that this was a late start for the most part. It kind of started the process in July a little bit. But, once August rolls around, we start our season and our teams start competing, and you've already got initiatives and goals and stuff already established. So had a new athletics director been hired, it would have come in probably October or something like that. You're already almost 3 months into the season. Your fall sports are in conference play. It's kind of tough for a staff to sort of stop and readjust at that point. So really this is something that probably productivity-wise will be better because things just continue to operate as they have been.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you that things are going to continue to move forward at a fast pace. They've given me the ability to run with things.
Yeah.
You know, usually when you're in an interim role, the comment is, okay, just hold down the fort for a couple months. Well, they actually loosened that up and said, you know, Ziggy, this is yours to lead, yours to move forward with. I have, I'm open to doing what I'd like. But I do want to mention the two finalists were both really talented individuals. And, you know, one had a very strong internal background, very genuine guy. And then the other, in Bill Lanston, had a very strong external relationship. He's actually my mentor.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, both of those guys are excellent. You know, but I am humbled that I get this opportunity. But, yeah, we're going to move forward.
Yeah, I think, and it's something you alluded to a little bit, and what I've been telling people is that I don't know, you really need, and I've always said this about anybody working at CSUB, being a small department that you are, you really need the right people to fit in jobs because everyone's doing multiple things. And so you really need people that are vested in the program, have, you know, care for the program, care for the student athletes, and really want to be there. And I think that's definitely the case with our staff. And that kind of helped the transition just really be, I mean, I've been telling people it's been amazing how little ground we have lost, if any, you know, since Jeff left, because we just kind of knew what we were supposed to do. And that's also a testament to Jeff because he kind of trained everybody, here's what you're supposed to do, and do it. And so we just kind of kept doing that. And I think that's a great testament to the staff that they've continued to plug along and you know, and get things done.
Yeah, I got a call from Jeff last night, and he congratulated me, and I said, you know, this is something that you're a good person to follow.
Yeah.
So he did. He did an excellent job, worked around the clock, and we're in great shape right now. It's very simple to me. We have to focus on the academics, which we have gotten stronger and stronger each year. We have to focus on student-athlete welfare, which we're continually doing things to make sure that our students are safe, that they're prepared to go into the workforce and be successful after their college career. And then we got to win.
Yeah.
We have to be competitive. And, you know, Richie is a great example of that, coming in here. And this community is excited about our men's soccer program. So it's a simple job, but a lot goes into it.
Yeah, exactly. Now, on the other side of things, you had a phenomenal year when it came to the fundraising side of things. You and your team on the development side. So now you've got to continue to sort of, obviously, money still has to come in. So how much of a challenge is it going to be for you continuing to make sure that the donations are there and stuff like that as you are also leading the department?
Yeah, and that is a great question because that is going to be a priority for me. We cannot take a step back in fundraising. And it's not just me. We have a great staff, and, you know, Karen, Sukvir, Josiah. This is also something where I've used the term before, it takes a village. It takes a community. And we need the community to take our fundraising to the next step. And I've gotten a lot of positive messages through text message, through social media of people, you know, even made the comment, hey, Ziggy, the community's behind you. And that means a lot because I'm going to be calling them. And we need their help. That is probably my biggest, the thing that I'm most anxious about is making sure that our fundraising continues to move forward. And I'll tell you, typically for me, whatever I'm most anxious about is what I put a lot of time into. So I have a feeling at the end of the year we're going to be smiling with those results.
Well, I think the people that were willing to obviously donate to the program and stuff like that, because, you know, so much of the development side is relationships, obviously like you, so they're going to hopefully continue to give, if not more money than they did last year.
Absolutely. And my phone was actually vibrating, which is great. And I forgot Mark Mays. He's also a huge part of our fundraising.
That was Mark texting you going, what about me?
Yeah, he said, you forgot about me. But it is. I just sent, during the last segment, probably about 30 text messages about the game this Saturday night at 7 p.m. And I said, I sent a graphic that Brent had made about the game.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, my phone is nonstop vibrating right now. People are spreading the word about the game. And that, hey, they're responding to me. That's
Sure.
a good thing.
Exactly. You actually need to also send that text and say it's like one of those chain letters. Like if you don't forward this on to 3 people, you're gonna fall down a well or something like that.
That'll be my next one.
That would always help as well. Ziggy Siegfried joining us here on Roadrunner Rundown. So looking forward now, and I asked you this question a couple weeks ago on our show on campus, but it was so loud. I don't know if I heard the answer because of the excitement behind us. But now that this is your ship to steer for at least the next year, what to you would constitute a successful season, a successful year for CSUB?
Yeah, and it does fall in all those areas. I'll start with academics. We want to get it where our our APR score is above 930 for everyone. We want to get it where our GPA, which was 2.87 as the overall athletics department GPA last year, we want to take that to the next step. We want to improve our graduation success rate. That's academics. For as far as student-athlete welfare, there's a few things internally that I want to do to protect our student-athletes, make sure it's a great environment, which we've made great progress in. But we want to create a life skills program, which we just hired that position to prepare our student-athletes. Once they graduate, they're going to be out there contributing to the community. And then from a competitive standpoint, we want to be top 3 in all of our sports. We want to win at least 2 WAC championships, preferably more.
Yeah.
But it really falls across those areas. And I'll tell you, what's really important to me is on June 30th, as our fiscal year closes, I want to get a feel that our athletics department has the strongest culture that it's had in a long time. Because I believe if you create that right culture, it will support your strategy. If you create the strategy without the culture, sometimes we need people. I can't do everything. You can't do everything. So success will be based around those areas.
Nice. And finally, Saturday, you mentioned a little bit, but Saturday, a big showcase right off the bat. I mean, there's been a lot put into Saturday's match with the Roadrunners against San Jose State, national TV, main soccer field, conference opener. Simon Tobin coming back, who was here for 26 seasons, and so I mean that has a lot of storylines coming into Saturday's game, and a great chance for the community to see our program and what's been done.
And why would you want to be anywhere else Saturday night?
Yeah, really.
I think everyone in the community needs to be there, and quite frankly, I think they're going to be. We already have 500 students that are going to be there. The fans are going to be there, but you don't want to miss it. It's going to be a fun game.
Yeah, and I've been encouraging people, like, just the easiest way to get ready for a soccer match is, we have the lengthwise right off of campus. You can stop there for a few before the game. Just walk down the bike path. You never have to get in your car. Just walk down the bike path and come to the game.
Yeah, get some stinky fries. They're excellent over there.
Exactly. Be ready to go for the match on Saturday. Looking forward to that again, 7 o'clock at the main soccer field. Tickets available at Valley Tix. All right, Ziggy. Well, congratulations. I know you got a lot of work to do, and
I do.
It should be a great year, and I think, like I said, it was a good testament to what you've done and what the staff has done to just kind of postpone this thing and just kind of let it flow the way it's going. Let it breathe a little bit, as they say.
Yeah, thank you, Corey. I appreciate it.
We're like a fine bottle of wine. CSUB Athletics just got to let it breathe.
That's right.
All right, thanks, Ziggy. All right, we will be right back. We're going to speak with Gary Curneen, our women's soccer head coach. They're playing this weekend, too. They're actually opening conference play finally after Mother Nature sort of watched them and power outages them out last week in Phoenix. So we'll chat with him. Coming up next, this is Roadrunner Rundown.
North Bakersfield Toyota is leading the way by making your new car purchase easy and transparent through internet, digital, and social media. Hi, I'm Alex Ayub at North Bakersfield Toyota, inviting you to visit our website and view our online showroom. You can browse our inventory, view our specials, and request a quote with a few simple clicks from wherever you are with your smartphone, tablet, or computer. And join our family by liking us on Facebook. Visit northbakersfieldtoyota.com for your next vehicle. North Bakersfield Toyota, Freeway 99 and 7 Standard.
Current Business Journal contains news and information from local business leaders and organizations. Topics include agriculture, health and medical, energy, real estate, and more. Visit currentbusinessjournal.com to find out how to subscribe or where to pick up a free copy. To inquire about advertising in the bi-monthly Business Journal, call 395-7586. Find us online on Facebook and Twitter, as well as on currentbusinessjournal.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Louis Amestoy, the host of the Baco Motorsports Power Hour here on Bakersfield.com. You can watch us live every Tuesday at 11 o'clock as we talk about things going on at Auto Club Formosa Raceway, at Kern County Raceway Park, and of course the historic Bakersfield Speedway. We'll have results, we'll have interviews with drivers, we'll have updates on Kevin Harvick and Casey Mears on NASCAR. Also talk about NHRA, IndyCar, Formula One. Also be joined by Mike Griffith in studio every day.
National television, the return of longtime CSUB coach Simon Tobin, Western Athletic Conference opener. It all equals history in Bakersfield. Join CSUB Soccer as they host San Jose State Saturday, October 4th at the main soccer field. Be a part of a nationally televised game. Tickets are going fast, so order online at GoRunners.com, ValleyTix.com, or any ValleyTix location. CSUB, San Jose State, October 4th. Don't miss history. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund creates educational opportunities for over 300 student athletes at CSUB. By becoming a member and donating to the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund, you're not only helping the Roadrunners fund the scholarship needs of our teams, you're investing in the future. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund isn't just developing student athletes. We're developing tomorrow's leaders from lessons learned during competition. For more information, log on to GoRunners.com/donate and become a member of the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund.
Welcome back to Roadrunner Rundown. My thanks to Ziggy Siegfried joining us, interim AD, and that was extended through the end of the academic year, which for us goes to June of 2015, and they will, at that point, consider picking up the search for an athletics director at that point. But congratulations to him, and also really just the staff for kind of just doing good work in these last few months. Also, Richie Grant joined us on the first segment of the program to talk about Saturday's upcoming big match on national TV against San Jose State to open conference play. And, well, the other soccer coach that was supposed to have a conference game under his belt already, but Mother Nature and the power grid in Phoenix, Arizona had other ideas. Gary Curneen, our women's soccer head coach. Welcome back to the show. So you guys go all the way to Phoenix and just get caught in a torrential downpour that also knocks the power out in most of the city.
Yeah, we went for a pre-match meal at 2 o'clock. Sun splitting the trees, and then 10 minutes into the meal, we looked outside and it was like the apocalypse out there. It was people were it was trees falling down. People were trying to get chairs in, and then we arrived at the game. And there was still no power at the school. So they gave us a couple of hours window to try and get, but you could see that if most of the city were out, there was very little chance of getting a soccer game on that night, you know. So
yeah, exactly. That wasn't priority number one probably for the Phoenix Power Works over there. They were trying to get stuff. It is nuts how in the desert, especially in Arizona, it can change on a dime, and then when it rains, it rains.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it comes down. It doesn't get cheated when it rains in the desert.
No, absolutely not. There's little rivers that there's nothing in. You're like, why do they still have those? And they're like full 10 minutes later.
That's why they call them washes, because yes, they wash out on those days. So you guys are supposed to be at Grand Canyon. Obviously, that didn't happen. So probably make that up at some other date. The conference will figure that out. But you essentially get a week off right to go into this week against two pretty good teams, Utah Valley and defending champion Seattle. Kind of out of the frying pan into the fryer, right in the conference play.
Absolutely. And we've got them back-to-back weekends. So, I mean, first 4 games, it's difficult for us, but it's an underdog role, and we'll embrace that, because I think that's what. That's when we've played well this year, is when we've probably not really had a chance, and we've produced some decent soccer. So we'll take that into this game or these 4 games, take one at a time, and we'll try and get something from them for sure.
Now you had you got one win in the early going, but despite the record, there's been a lot of development on this team. How would you describe sort of the development of this squad?
Yeah, I mean, we've made growth. It's difficult because I think where the program is and where the team is, we've played a lot of opposition who are way ahead of us.
Yeah.
We've been laying a foundation, and in that foundation. And in growth, it takes a little bit of time in doing that there, and we've tried to keep it simple. What we've tried to do is we've tried to instill a practice mentality where we're getting in every day and crushing it in practice, and we've probably been about, I'd say, 70 to 80% in that there. So we're still not where we need to be in a day-to-day basis. And in saying that there, that's probably why we haven't squeaked 1 or 2 more where we were close.
Yeah.
We should have really saw out a couple of games and got a result, a tie here or there would have helped us out. But we're still making growth. We've also got a couple of players coming back for us, which will help us. So the girls have done really well. We're just asking for a little bit more than they've probably been used to in the past.
And that you brought it up, but it's been tough too with the injuries. I mean, you guys had some key contributors that were down in the first half of the season, so that didn't help either.
Absolutely, but I think as a staff we've done a good job of not really talking too much about that there, because in trying to change a culture, the last thing you want to do is lean on the old injury excuse. So it's given other people a chance to come in and other players a chance to really prove themselves, and 1 or 2 have done really well that we wouldn't have seen that in. So we're looking at it as a positive, but make no mistake, we're happy these girls are coming back for sure.
Yeah, I hear you there. Gary Curneen, our guest here on Roadrunner Rundown. Now, as conference play start, how does the mentality change with the team? I mean, do players have to be more aggressive? Maybe in your team's case, you got to take more chances on offense. I mean, does your mentality as a coach and their mentality as a player have to sort of change and hit a next level?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big believer that conference will produce anything drastically different from anything of so far, because it's just, you are what you are. You can't just switch it on because there's something at stake. So I think effort-wise, I can't fault our team of what we've produced so far. I think we're operating at a decent level in terms of effort, in terms of quality. It needs to improve. I think that a little bit of confidence coming into the games would help us, but we've got to, I think in the conference play, you've got to go out there and you've got to try and grind out. And, it's most games will come down to 1 goal. They usually do in the conference. So you've got to, a tie is a decent result in these games away from home, and you've got to see it out. Whereas before, sometimes you're going to Long Beach or you're going to Santa Barbara and you're almost the backs against the wall from the start.
Now, what was maybe one of the bright spots in the preseason that you think you can kind of build on as conference play starts?
I think the work rate, sometimes you lose a game or 2 and you start analysing 50 different things and who's wearing what pre-match meals and who's wearing the right socks and stuff, and we want to steer clear of that there, and we want to get back to I think when we've produced good soccer and when we've produced good team performances, our work ethic and our commitment to that has been second to none. So it's been really, really high. We've been trying to get that from day to day in the way we train. So it's like a foundation and building a house. You're trying to get that foundation built. That foundation has to be commitment. That foundation has to be hard work. Where we've struggled is when we've produced that hard work, we haven't really saw it out for 90 minutes. And then it's gone topsy-turvy.
Right.
So when we produce that there for, I honestly think if you can produce it for as close to 90 minutes, we'll get the result. So we're trying to get that in and trying to get the players' belief, but we'll get, like you said, about generating a little bit more offense, and these are things that we obviously need to do, and confidence is a factor up there as well. So hopefully, the win in Florida has helped this team.
Yeah, and you play that Friday-Sunday schedule now, which I know Sundays are tough for every team.
Yeah.
And it's been tough on you guys this year. So kind of getting that performance level on a Friday night and a Sunday afternoon is very tough.
Absolutely, and we knew it coming in that it was going to be a make or break thing. I spoke to Richie, was in before. I spoke to Richie a couple of months ago. I was like, if you can turn your team into performers on Sunday, and you can make Sunday your day, then
Yeah.
you're going to do really, really well. And doing that there, you know, we've struggled on Sundays, and I think Sunday is when it becomes a real physical test. And basically, I think it's been our biggest concern this year is the fit. Now, is it because we're losing one or two players? Is it because those players are in key central positions? It could be.
Yeah.
But in order for us to grow and keep getting better, we've got to physically perform. You know, you've got to approach Sunday and you've got to go out there and work. If you focus it on the technical side of it, then the other team's already flying by you all the time, you know, so that puts you in a bigger hole.
All right, well, this Friday night against Utah Valley, and then this Sunday at 1 o'clock against Seattle here. And so kind of sandwiching Saturday's match as well. So I know you guys will be watching Saturday's match on the men's side too, so wouldn't miss that one. It's
looking forward to it now.
Yeah.
The televised game, and I know one of the assistant coaches as well at San Jose as well, so he's a good Irishman. So there'll be 3 Irishmen on the bench on both sides. So it could be a rough one on Saturday night. I'll definitely be there to watch that.
Absolutely. Gary Curneen, women's soccer head coach. Good luck to you this weekend, Coach, and we'll see you this weekend at the main soccer field.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, folks, once again, women's soccer Friday night at 7, men's soccer Saturday night at 7, and the women's soccer again Sunday at 1 o'clock. Sandwich in there some volleyball Thursday night at 7. They're opening the home portion of their conference schedule against Chicago State. And then Saturday, they're going to play at 1 o'clock at the Edcardo Center as well. So, you know what? Just show up this weekend. Bring the RV, camp out in the Edcardo Center parking lot. You just might as well leave, because we got a big weekend of action for you at the main soccer field and the Edcardo Center. All right, thanks so much for joining us, folks. Remember, you can get this show anytime online at GoRunners.com/rundown, or just hit GoRunners.com. You can see the show on the front page. Watch this show. Watch previous editions of the program as well. And, of course, get news and more information about the Roadrunners online at GoRunners.com. Follow along live stats as well on your mobile device and all that good stuff as well. Join us next week on the program. We'll be recapping a busy weekend and much, much more as we get ready for more home conference action on the volleyball side next weekend as well. Thanks so much for joining us, folks. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at CSUB Athletics, Facebook.com/CSUB Roadrunners. Thanks so much. This has been Roadrunner Rundown.